It's terribly good to have you up from Central, sir. We are rather worried about our preparedness for an air raid, so thank you for coming up to help.
All in a good day's work. Well, if there's one thing I need to tell you, it's about these dastardly Nazis.
Oh, yes?
You see, the thing about these Nazis is they will always strike right at the moment when you least expect it. But tell me, how are the numbers for the volunteer fire brigade going?
Oh, not terribly jolly if I do say so, sir. It appears that it's mostly the over 60s and the Great War wounded. Most of the strapping young chaps have been shipped out.
Ah, not a blistering start. We'll have to bash our heads together.
Of course, sir.
But I must remind you of one thing.
One thing?
One thing.
Yes.
The thing about the Luftwaffe is...
Yes.
They will always strike just when you least expect it.
You know, for a moment then, Sarge, I thought it would have been terribly ironic timing if the Luftwaffe had chosen just that very moment then to strike.
No. You see, Balderdash, right now,
Yes.
as we plan, as we scheme,
Yes.
as we discuss,
Yes.
this is the very moment that they're not expecting it. So, this is the most time that they're least likely to strike.
Right. Let me see if I can figure out that paradox there. So, I always am so very scared of hearing those air raid sirens. But as of now, I am yet to hear them. So, if they only strike when I least expect it, and I always very much expect it, then surely I am safe as long as I remain in a constant state of maximum anxiety. Wait, but if I believe that I am then safe, then surely that therefore means that I now least expect it. Ergo, when I most expect it is in fact when I least expect it, because most expecting it is least expecting it, therefore either the Luftwaffe will strike immediately or not at all!
Yes.
The last news sketch. We apologise for interrupting your evening of wonderful alternative and sketch comedy. We have an emergency broadcast of breaking news. Welcome to the news sketch. I'm Hugh Edward. No, not that one. The Centre for British Comedy is said to announce later this evening that we have had enough news-themed sketches. The CBC has completed its annual 2023-24 report on the state of British comedy. They will announce that we have reached the quota of no more than 48,000 news sketches between the years of 1963 and 2033. The report has declared that we are 9 years ahead of schedule, and we must give audiences a break from this rote and overplayed format. From That Was the Week That Was, Monty Python, Not the 9 O'Clock News, Mitchell and Webb and Fly and Laurie, and of course the Leeds Tea Lights, British comedy is absolutely sodden with news-themed sketches. Although the format is accessible and relatable and allows commentary on current social affairs, the CBC declares that comedians must think of new and fresh formats going forward. We now go live to our local correspondent, Spaff McGinley, who is live reporting from a new sketch as it happens. Spaff.
Thank you, Hugh. Tonight, news sketches. We know them, we love them, but why does every comedy double act use them? I'm here tonight at Hyde Park Book Club, where the non-binary boys are trying their spin on a new sketch. I'm here with one of the actors now. Hello, are you aware that you're in possibly the last ever news sketch?
Well, I'm just as surprised as you are, which is not very, as I wrote the sketch.
We wrote the sketch. I wrote the next line.
News just in, Reese is the funny, hard-working one, and I'm just a pretty face.
But do you not think that this sketch is becoming difficult to follow, complicated, or confusing for the audience?
Not at all, Spaff. According to a poll that we took earlier, this is a clear, easy-to-follow, and simple sketch. The poll then requested to be returned to the building site from which we took it, as it was load-bearing. At least that's what we think it said. Neither of us speak Polish.
And it's puns like that that show why these types of sketches must come to an end. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Spaff. Now, joining me with their reaction to this news sketch is the Financial Times' cultural correspondent, Hoyt Quivlar. Are you with me, Hoyt?
Yes, I am, Hugh. Thank you so much for letting me join you.
Hoyt, it is a pleasure to have you. Just for our audience, Hoyt is watching the sketch live as it happens. There may be a slight delay. Hoyt, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Hugh. Yes, it's great to be a key player in a moment of comedic history.
So, Hoyt, based on what you've seen, how do you think the sketch is going?
Well, I think it started off very strong in the first act. There was a great pun. We had the substitution where the same actor played dual roles. That was great. But I think that the third act is really bringing in the tension and inviting the pressure.
Well, they do say that diamonds are made under pressure, Hoyt.
Well, that's true, but right now I'm getting...
Oh, bloody hell, Sarge, you were right! It's the Luftwaffe! They struck just when we least expected it! And that was a sketch we wrote to pay off the other sketch. That was the news sketch, the final news sketch, the last news sketch.